Girl Encyclopedia, chapters 15, pages 15 through 30. Essence and Mana. Essence is the life force found in individuals of various non-monster races, including humans, especially human men. The mana used by humans and elves for the art of magic is the same as essence, but only monsters call it essence. All others refer to it as mana. Human essence, mana, is very similar to that of monsters. One might say that essence is the positive side, while monster mana is the negative side. Viewed in tandem, the two form a balanced whole. 1. A feast for monsters. Essence is contained in large quantities in men's semen and saliva. Monsters ingest these both orally and by milking semen using their genitals. For monsters, essence is the greatest delicacy, superior to all other foods. It eases the thoughts of monsters that ingest it and induces in them a powerful sense of ecstasy. Upon absorbing essence, monsters' bodies convert it to monster mana, described below, which they subsequently store. The taste of essence is greatly influenced by the state of the monster at the time of intake. The stronger her desire for the prey in question, the finer his essence will taste. In particular, the taste of the essence of a man whom she has recognized as her husband seems incomparably delicious, so sweet that she can not thereafter bear to partake of another man's essence. Many monsters become slaves to the seed of their husbands. A significant number could even be considered semen addicts. Palliative nutritional supplements made from essence exist, but, for the above reasons, monsters tend to find their taste flat and unappealing. Human men constantly exude trace amounts of essence into the surrounding air, which monsters use to hunt them. They are especially sensitive to the essence of their husbands. Instead, a monster can find and will find her husband no matter where he may try to hide. 2. Restoration of essence. Essence of the bodies of humans is consumed when monsters take it or when the human uses magic. When essence is lost for those reasons, a human may feel tired or fall unconscious, but the loss is never fatal. The bodies of human men have the power to generate essence. They can restore depletion of stores by eating or sleeping. When a man becomes an incubus, the amount of essence contained in his body soars, as does his ability to produce it. Women have more difficulty renewing their essence than men, but can cover for deficiencies by absorbing the ambient essence exuded by men. However, if there is also monster mana in the air, they will absorb the monster mana to replace any missing essence of their own. This ruins any ability they may have had to restore their essence. The absorbed monster mana adapts to the woman's body and causes monsterization. See page 14. 3. Monster mana. Monster mana is the life force contained in the bodies of all monsters. As previously described, it is intimately related to essence, each like a single side of one coin. As monsters use this mana for magic, both essence and monster mana are commonly called mana and seldom distinguished from one another. Monster mana is a general term for the mana which all monsters have, but each race has a unique kind of mana. By standard nomenclature, succubi are said to have succubus mana, werewolves to have werewolf mana, and so on and so forth. 4. The source of monsters' power. Monsters take the essence of human men, convert it to monster mana in their bodies, and store the mana. As it is the source of the monster's power, it is generally assumed that a monster's mana is linked to its power, more mana being equal to more power. In principle, different races have different amounts of mana, but it is possible for a monster of a given race to drastically increase the monster mana in her body by absorbing essence. Thus, an individual, despite her race, can increase her power through repeated mating with men. The effects are said to be realized in increased physical, paraphysical, and magical ability, as well as an extended lifespan. all corresponding to the amount of mana stored. These effects also apply to an incubus who feeds on monsters' magic. 5. The various roles of monster mana. While monsters and men both diffuse mana from their bodies, monsters release their mana even more readily than men. As such, monsters are ever cloaked in mana, which accounts for their ravening need for essence, but also protects men from monsters' appendages, such as scales or horns, while they copulate by temporarily limiting such features that may ordinarily cover the monster's breasts or genitals. The mana may also accelerate a man's ability to produce essence and heighten his libido. Furthermore, and as mentioned earlier, its long-term intake helps transform it into incubi. 6. Succubus mana. Monsters are forever under the influence of the Overlord. All monsters possess at least trace amounts of her succubus mana. As a result, her mana can be found in their own. Succubus mana is extremely well suited for seduction or aphrodisiac magic, and the predominant behavioral traits of modern monsters are greatly influenced by its effects. It is a crucial element that shapes the present world of monsters. The power of succubus mana is ultimate. When it flows into a human, the human's essence deserts the vessel to make way for the monsters. Both men and women who are transformed by a succubus experience a swift removal and replacement of essence, which accelerates the transformation. Lands perpetually filled with such mana are thus under the Overlord's power and are said to belong to the monster realm. The monsters of these lands possess the mana in large quantities, making them much more powerful and lustful than monsters in other lands. Slime. Family. Slime. Type. Semi-solid life form. Habitat. Various, including plains, grasslands, and caves. Nature. Simple. Honest. Diet. Semen, sweat, and saliva of human men. The slime is a semi-solid monster that dwells in large numbers on grasslands and plains, typically near towns, though they can occasionally be found in other regions, most especially because they often wander about in search of human men. They are capable of expanding and contracting their blue, semi-solid bodies at will to assume a variety of shapes and are intelligent enough to speak, though their thoughts are simple. When a slime discovers a man, she stretches her fluid body, entangling his with hers to keep him from moving. She extracts his semen and other bodily fluids in a manner uncannily reminiscent of sexual intercourse. A slime's body is capable of milking the semen from man under almost any condition, enveloping his body with liquid pleasure while she does. As a slime stores the essence she gathers, surplus nourishment not needed to form her womanly body pools at her feet. When this surplus accumulates to a certain point, it splits off, forming a new slime that looks just like the original. This clone can think only of ingesting nourishment, and immediately joins in the feast. She will remain with her sister until she is comfortable enough to set out on her own and seek her own prey. The simple structure of slimes makes them highly adaptable, but also sensitive and thus quite susceptible to mana in their environment. Changes resulting from these factors have led to the birth of a number of variants, including the higher order red slime, page 20, the hypertrophic mutation known as the queen slime, page 22, the bubble slime, page 134, which is strongly influenced by her habitat, and the dark slime, page 178. It is said that factors such as long-term mating, the single human man, or change of habitat can change a slime into another monster in the slime family. Image. The slime has gathered enough excess mana to divide. The clone slime is just like her sister, replicating exactly her tremendous zest for mating men. Red slime. Family. Slime. Type. Semi-solid life form. Habitat. Various, including plains, grasslands, and caves. Nature. Simple. Diet. Semen, sweat, and saliva of human men. The red slime, with its crimson, elastic body, is a higher order slime. Much like the slime page 18. They dwell on plains and grasslands near human settlements, though in smaller numbers, mixed among common slimes in similar habitats. The red slime is superior to the slime in physical and mental ability. In particular, their emotional capacity is quite sensitive, and some individuals are so remotely complex that they appear deeply human. While slimes have a strong tendency to act according to instinct, red slimes possess some semblance of reason and are capable of communicating their thoughts clearly. Red slimes feed on and desire the delicacy of human semen in the same manner as slimes. They are somewhat more violent than common slimes. If they see a human man, they can be expected to attack aggressively and mate with him. Though their intelligence and emotional condition is more finely attuned, they are still slimes, mind and body a muck of pleasure. Despite this, and despite their theoretical superiority, red slimes are still considered less dangerous than slimes because of their emotional complexity, which often leads them to allow prey to escape. This choice may be related to their refined selectivity regarding prey, pride in their greater power, and embarrassment. Red slimes reproduce in the same way as slimes by splitting off from their surplus pools nutrients into new individuals. Relationships between the original slime and her subsequent sister clones are more clearly defined than among slimes, though the drive to feed upon their prey is still overwhelming. Thus, in the end, the behavior of the red slime does not differ all that greatly from the common slime after all. Image. The red slime has more developed emotive abilities than the blue slime. This is evident in the expression of heated joy upon her face. It is easy to see that she is caught in the throes of rapture. Queen slime. Family. Slime. Type. Semi-solid life form. Habitat varies, including plains, grasslands, and caves. Nature. Simple. Honest. Diet. The semen, sweat, and saliva of human men. The queen slime is a mutation known as the queen of the slime family. Though they look like a collection of several slimes held together with a queen at its center and the several discrete retainers around its periphery, the queen slime is in fact a single monster. The queen slime is made when the dividing mechanism of a common slime, page 18, is defective, unable to split off its excess accumulation of nourishment. The central body and peripheral bodies differ in abilities but are under the governance of the queen and share the same awareness, thoughts, and memories. Like other slimes, queen slimes feed on the essence of human men by wrapping their prey in their highly viscous bodies for sex and feeding. However, the central body, or queen, is very slow-moving, perhaps as a result of the local hypertrophy of her body. Therefore, her retainers move aggressively to secure her prey. Due to her physical size, a queen slime is far more voracious than a common slime, and when a man is caught by her retainers, he can expect to spend eternity at the center of her harem. The queen slime who has mated with the man for a long time develops as if she were a village of slimes, an entity known as a slime kingdom. Her peripheral bodies rapidly grow more intelligent as she swells in size. Groupings of these bodies take on separate roles, from knights and magicians who protect the queen and her man, to hunters who procure food for the man, to merchants who trade with other races. As the queen slime grows still more intelligent and her bodies multiply, some even take on roles with no clear function, such as pleasure slaves made singularly for the man's delight. Regardless of how intelligent or numerous a queen slime becomes, the principal intent of her action remains the same: to dine, mate to her heart's content, and to expand her kingdom. Even the trade of the merchants is said mostly to be a venture aimed at obtaining drugs and equipment to boost the man's potency. Because a queen slime only mates with the man she considers her husband, one may think that a slime kingdom that has a man at its core is safe to enter. However, this is by no means the case, as other monsters have been known to take up residence in a slime kingdom, especially because it is difficult to distinguish a slime queen's peripheral body from a common slime. Image. As the queen slime grows, it creates more and more peripheral bodies with different roles. They all desire carnal relations with the man who is their king. All the women of the kingdom are subservient to the king. Goblin. Family. Goblin. Type. Demi-human. Habitat varies, including caves, mountains, and human settlements. Nature. Simple. Mean. Diet. Omnivorous. Eats anything. The goblin is a small demi-human that builds villages in caves and in other regions. A goblin likes to be native, but this is in fact its adult form. Though they are small in stature, goblins have the brute strength to lift gigantic weapons as if they are light as a breath of air. They can be cunning, but they are fundamentally simple creatures with inconsistent sensibility. They use all of their craftiness for mischief. It is common for goblins to form bands, either entirely of goblins or centered around a hobgoblin. Page 26. Leader would show up on highways, attack human travelers, strip them of their belongings, and, in the case of men, rape them. If a goblin is drawn to a man she finds on one of her raids, she may carry him off to her abode and make him her husband. Not all goblins are so vicious. Many interact with humans quite amiably, such as goblin merchants who bring valuable ores and crafts from their villages to human settlements to sell. Still, one must remember that they are goblins. If a goblin encounters a man who suits her taste, she is likely to seduce him if given a chance. Aside from their mischief and tendency to rape men, though, goblins are very personable and talkative, meaning that there are many such goblin merchants. When dealing with them, a man is often given the option to pay with his body in place of cash. However, this is not recommended, as it usually results in him being carried away forever.